getting ready for tomorrow's job. I'm filming this Wednesday afternoon. Just loaded some firewood for some guys out there and unhooked from lift trailer. Just greased my ball, fixing to hook up to my gooseneck over there. And I'm gonna try to do 2 jobs tomorrow. We'll see if I can pull it off or not. I got several stumps to grind. We'll grind them first. Take the stump grinder and the mini with me to do that job, because I can, once I grind the stumps, I take the mini and I can fix the holes so fast with it and get them worked in with it. It's way easier. Leave there, try to go knock out another job where I just got to chop a tree and cut one up for a guy and grind that stump on it too. It's a big old load. I was gonna cut it the other day, Monday, when the wind was blowing. When I got over there to look at it, and we were getting gusts around 40 miles an hour. But I wanted to show you this. This is on Monday, the first job I did on Monday. I ended up ordering a set of these mats from at Dyka, or whatever, however you say it right there. They're up there in Wisconsin, I believe is where they are. I actually called them and talked to them. I seen they had these. These are 24 by 24s, and the pads will not fit inside these things. They've actually got 4 of them, the ledges around it, and that's what I liked about it. So I missed taking this one off. I had a brain fart the other night when I was taking them off. I was going to take one off of each one of them, and I missed this one. I was looking for the other one on this one, and I couldn't find it, and I was like, what the heck did I do with it? But it was actually still on the pad. Outrigger pads that are on the CMC lift, the spider lift, they'll set in here. Basically, this gave me double the footprint of what I was running, or what's on there, because they're just going to sit on here. But I'm going to go back and I'm going to reconfigure these. I'm going to put this one, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these 2 off right there, and that way the pad can set this way, and so where I'll have one ledge at the handle there. I like that they got these handles on. These weigh about like 23 pounds a piece with these pieces on here. I think just the pad itself weighs 19. These are roughly $200 a piece, but I used them Monday in a pretty wet spot, and they worked really good, because the pads that are on there, that are on the feet of the lift, they're like 13 by 23 something, 23 and some change inches, and these are 24 by 24s. So take this one off and this one off. Pad sits right in the middle, and I'll put it crossways so that if it coils or anything, and it'll catch on one of these things when I'm setting it up. But these worked really good. All right, I got everything loaded up. Got the stump grinder on here, the mini on here. Just got to chain the mini and strap the grinder, because I'm going a pretty good little ways tomorrow. I had to replace this plug on the solenoid on the diverter on the Rotobeck. I done pretty good. I've had this thing, the Rotobeck, on here now for 4 years this month, and I had hit this thing several times, caught it on vines. You know, vines wrap around in there, and it had done gotten where it was kind of wanting to move a little bit. So I replaced that plug on that thing and got it back going. You know, order all that stuff like that right there off of Amazon. It's actually good quality stuff. That one's got a light in it. When I hit it up there, I know it's making connection light lights, and even like these waterproof style automotive plugs right there with that, where it plugs together there. Get them off Amazon also. So I got one more thing I can get some feedback from y'all on, the people who are in the know on these things. One attachment that I'm going to go after on this thing here pretty quick that I'm going to be in the market for is going to be a bush hog or a brush cutter. I'm not going to buy a mulcher. I know there's a lot of people probably already, when I started to say that, they are probably tight. You need to get a mulcher, you need to get a mulcher. Well, I don't want to get into mulching, and there's several reasons for that. But I do want a brush cutter to where I can cut back. I have a lot of opportunities where I do a lot of like edge type work. A lot of times I don't show it in the videos, but it's basically just shaving the sides of roads back, like lease roads or private property type roads. And then I do a good bit of pond work, like grass, mainly grass, like grass, sage broom, things like that on pond dams and then shorelines around it. And I have talked to some people with mulchers and about the grass, because I got to have something to cut grass pretty good, and got some feedback on that. So on the bush hogs, the Blue Diamond comes highly recommended, but I want a little bit more feedback before I, make a move to see what people say, especially that have run them, fooled with them, and everything. Obviously, with this machine, I can basically put whatever I want out there on the end of it. It's going to be a non-issue. So, like, I think the Blue Diamond is like a 42. They sell one here at our Caterpillar place in Columbus. It's I forget what brand it is. They're kind of tied in with Caterpillar, and I forget what it is, but I looked at it, and it's a beast, and it's a 48 inch is what it is. And of course, the mulchers are basically about double the cost of what the bush hog is, but the bush hog is going to do better in the grass type situations. Technically, it's like a guy from Loftus told me when I was talking to him last year at the TCA show. He said, to be honest with you, he said you really need both, because he said the mulcher with teeth that are not sharp just don't really do that well in the grass. And I'm not looking to technically mulch something up. I'm just wanting to chop stuff off, you see what I'm saying? And just be able to hammer back privet hedge, brush, limbs, that different stuff, and get it knocked back. And I forget who it was today that looked at the flows on this thing. They said it was like 38 or 36 gallons a minute flow. That's on the main pump right there. That's the main system flow. Now the auxiliary flow out here on this main auxiliary is 26 gallons a minute. And then this one and that's wide open. This one right here is like 16 gallons a minute on the rotating side. The system pressure on this one right here, they've got it reduced down. I think it comes in at 2,600 PSI. And then on the rotate side right here, it's full system pressure, which is a little over 4,000 PSI right here, which is what's going to your track drives on it. And so if you're looking for flow at auxiliary, you have to look at the auxiliary side of things to see what it is. And then I checked in on the horsepower. The way the horsepower works on it is the actual engine is 66.9 horsepower. And then the just like you do on the tractors at the PTO, the horsepower that it's getting to the pump is 65 horsepower is what it equates out to on this thing. That video was good. I had a lot of good feedback on that video where I had them both sitting side by side, and I did still have the other one sitting in here until I moved it out to load that firewood. But I'll get into more on this and show the computer on the inside of it, how it works and all that. Yeah, and one thing I didn't say in the video too was you can individually change each function on this thing in the computer in there too. So like I said, it's no different than the big machines. Because I did a pond job. It was I think it was a 6 acre, I said pond, basically a lake last year. And I did it with my tractor and my bush hog, and I swear, I bet I backed up and pulled up hundreds of times on that thing. Matter of fact, I just put my seatbelt on, turned sideways in the seat, and I never touched the clutch on the tractor. I was just using the reverser and, you know, cutting a 7-foot thing on each time. And I was like, man, if I'd had this where I could clip 40 foot and then move and then clip another 40 foot and just sitting there in the seat and running the joysticks, it would have been so much more joyful. But yeah, appreciate y'all watching. We'll catch y'all later. Later, taters. One more thing before I edit this video up. So when I was talking about the horsepower and then the flow, so the Kubota flow on it, the max flow on it is 19 gallons a minute. Well, you'd think, well, the Kubota was 19, this one's not but 26. That's only 7 more gallons a minute of flow. And then you're looking at 48 horsepower on the Kubota, 65 on this. You know, it's pushing 20 horsepower difference between the two machines. Here's this to remember, always remember in the equipment world or tractor world or anything like that. Just a little bit makes a massive difference. So that 7 gallons more of flow right here in the hydraulic world equates to insane over the Kubota. And also the horsepower, just 1 or 2 horsepower makes an incredible difference on what you're working with. When you're looking at the numbers, it don't seem like a lot, but it equates out at the end of the equation to quite a lot. So I was just gonna put that in there too.